Ever looked at your animation and felt like something's just not right? Maybe it's smooth, but still kinda weak and empty. Just like that move Zesty did right now. Yeah, that move needs fixing, but not just any fix. You need to know a few basic rules, because without them, there's no way your animation's ever gonna be smooth and pro. So grab your pen, open your brain, and lock in. Because today, me, Zesty, and Nova are showing you the 12 principles of animation in the easiest way possible. Nice job, Nova. Ready to help teach these tricks to everyone else? Let's go. Let's kick things off with Principle 1, squash and stretch. It's a simple one, but super important. A super simple example is this ball right here. It stretches when it's falling and squashes when it hits the ground. Take a look at Zesty jumping down from that hill. As he's falling, his body stretches. It gets longer because he's moving fast. And right when he lands, his body squashes, getting a bit wider and shorter from the impact. This stretch and squash gives his motion weight and energy. It makes him feel alive, not just a stiff stick falling down. Now let's see the same move without squash and stretch. See that? It feels stiff and unnatural. Next up, Principle 2, anticipation. This one's all about preparing the viewer for what's coming. Watch Nova right here. Before he jumps forward, he leans just a little. See that? That tiny move tells your brain, hey, something's about to happen. Without it, the action feels sudden and awkward. Looks weird, right? Like he just flew out of nowhere. Anticipation makes every move clear and natural. Add it, and your audience will feel every action. Here we go with Principle 3, staging. This one's all about making sure your audience knows exactly what's going on at all times. Take a look at Nova. He's right in the center, and his background's simple. Your eyes naturally go straight to him. But what if Nova moves to a different background and just stays in the corner of the screen? Would you still be paying attention to him? Of course not. Because Zesty is right in the center, and his color stands out way more against the background. Nova's stuck in the corner, and his color kind of blends in. That's what staging is all about, giving your audience a clear view. Use camera movement and have characters take turns moving so it's obvious who or what the viewer should be focusing on. So always ask yourself, is this easy to read in 1 second? If not, move things around, simplify, and make it obvious. Time to dive into Principle 4, straight ahead action and pose to pose. This one's about 2 different ways to create movement in your animation. With straight ahead action, you draw the frames one after another, like you're animating live from start to finish. It gives you spontaneous, fluid movements, but can be harder to control. Now, with pose to pose, you create key poses first, then fill in the in-betweens, the frames that connect your poses. This one's more controlled, and you get a stronger sense of structure. Straight ahead is great for intense action, and pose to pose helps with planning and control. Let's jump into Principle 5, follow through and overlapping action. Here's how it works. Zesty's driving a remote control car. The car stops suddenly, but the little antenna on the back, it keeps moving for a second, then stops. That's follow through. Not all parts stop together. Now, when the car starts moving, the antenna doesn't move instantly. It follows a moment later. That's overlapping action. Not all parts begin motion together. Without these, your animation looks stiff, like a puppet. See how robotic that looks? Add follow through and overlapping action, and your motion will feel natural and alive. All right. Principle number 6, slow in and slow out. This principle is all about making movement feel more natural by adjusting the speed at the beginning and end of an action. Let's look at this ball. When it's thrown into the air, notice how it starts fast, but as it gets closer to the highest point, it slows down. That's what we call slow in. Then as it starts falling, it speeds up again, moving faster. That's slow out. In different animations, you can apply this principle to suit the movement. For example, let's talk about Zesty's remote control car. When he starts it, it doesn't zoom off right away. It begins slowly, then picks up speed. When it stops, it doesn't just freeze. It slows down first, gliding to a halt. That's slow in and slow out. It makes every move feel natural and polished. Now let's see an example without this principle. See, it looks robotic and choppy. Let's soar into Principle 7, arcs. This one's all about natural movement. Most things don't move in straight lines. They move in curves or arcs. Think about Zesty jumping. When he leaps into the air, his body follows a smooth, curved path, not just up and down in a straight line. That's an arc. It makes the jump look natural and believable. All right, now let's see an example without this principle. That looks so unnatural. Get set for Principle 8, secondary action. This is a movement that's not the main goal, but it adds emotion, weight, or personality to the main action. Look at Zesty. He's just walking, nothing fancy. But now watch closely. His back leans forward a bit and his arms move slowly in front of him. He looks sad, right? That's secondary action. It supports the walking without overpowering it. It makes the motion feel more real. Here comes Principle 9, timing. Timing is all about how long or short an action takes. It makes the movement feel fast, slow, heavy, or light. Watch Nova drop a heavy rock from a height. It hits the ground quickly, showing its weight. Now check out a lighter object. It takes much longer to reach the ground, floating down gently. That's timing. It shows the audience what's heavy or light, fast or slow. See an example without this principle. That looks so wrong. Let's crank it up with Principle 10, exaggeration. Exaggeration is about making actions bigger, more exciting, and more noticeable. Watch Zesty running here. Now check this version. Zesty running super fast, stretching his legs way out, moving like he's in an action movie. That's exaggeration. It makes the movement feel extreme and exciting. Push exaggeration and your animation will steal the show. Time to get serious with Principle 11, solid drawing. This one's about making sure your character feels real, like he has weight, volume, and structure. Look at Nova, picking up a heavy rock from a height. His arms bend, his legs brace, and he leans in to show the effort. You can feel the weight in his pose. Without it, he'd look like he's floating or bending in a weird way. Master solid drawing, and your characters will feel totally real. And finally, Principle 12, appeal. This one's all about making your character interesting and attractive to the viewer. Not just in looks, but in how he moves and acts. Take Zesty striking a cool pose. You can't help but be drawn to him, right? His shape, movement, and expression all make him appealing. Appeal isn't just about looking good. It's about showing his personality through design and actions. Even a simple pose or expression can make him feel alive and engaging. Add that spark of appeal, and your characters will keep everyone hooked. And that's a wrap, the 12 principles of animation. Hopefully, you've now got a solid grasp of these principles. This video was a quick and easy rundown of all 12, packed into one clear summary. Trust me, this is more than enough to get you started with animation basics. But if I were to dive deep into each principle, we'd need a full video for every single one. But if you're in a hurry and want to learn everything in more detail, then join my Discord server, level up, and win some of the upcoming events I'm planning. If you win, you'll get the special Animator role, which unlocks a private channel where I post full exclusive tutorials, like the animation principles, explained one by one. The only price? Just hang out in my Discord, chat about animation with others, and level up. That's it. Drop a comment below and tell me which principle you'd love a deep dive on. Your support and requests will decide if we make those videos happen. Oh, and while you're here, hit that like button, give this video a big thumbs up, and share it with your animation buddies. See you in the next video. Peace out.